we're going to explore 5 incredible quarters that may look ordinary but can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you have old coins lying around, this video could be a game changer for you. Make sure you watch till the end, because you might already have a rare and valuable coin without even knowing it. First, coin. Imagine holding a simple 1966 Washington quarter in your hand, a coin that most people would barely notice, maybe even spend without a second thought. But what if that ordinary-looking coin could actually be worth an astonishing $198,000 in today's auction market? It sounds unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins, even the most common dates can hide extraordinary value under the right conditions. The 1966 Washington quarter comes from a unique time in U.S. coin history. During the mid-1960s, the United States Mint removed mint marks from coins to discourage collectors from hoarding them. That's why this quarter has no mint mark, which was completely normal for that year. Millions of these coins were produced, and most of them are still only worth their face value today. However, certain rare examples stand out because of their condition, striking quality, and unusual characteristics. Now picture a circulated 1966 quarter, one that has clearly been used in everyday transactions. It may show visible scratches, light wear on the surface, and slight dullness compared to a brand new coin. At first glance, this might not seem like anything special. In fact, most collectors would pass over it without a second look. But sometimes, even a circulated coin in fine condition can carry hidden rarity if it possesses specific features that collectors are searching for. One of the key factors that can elevate the value of a 1966 Washington quarter is the quality of its strike. Even though it's circulated, if the coin still retains strong details in George Washington's hair, the eagle on the reverse, and the lettering around the edges, it becomes much more desirable. Fine condition means the coin has moderate wear, but still shows clear design elements. When combined with unusual sharpness or an exceptional strike for that year, collectors begin to take serious interest. Another important aspect is the presence of rare minting errors or subtle varieties. While 1966 quarters were mass-produced, a small number may have been struck with slight die variations, planchet issues, or other minting anomalies. These differences are often difficult to spot without careful inspection, but they can dramatically increase the coin's value. A circulated coin with scratches might still fetch an incredible price if it carries one of these rare characteristics. The surface condition also plays a role, even with visible scratches. Not all scratches are equal. Some are light and do not significantly affect the overall appearance, while others can deeply damage the coin. A fine condition coin with moderate, even wear, and only minor scratches can still be highly collectible, especially if the coin has attractive toning or a natural patina that developed over time. This gives the coin character and authenticity that collectors appreciate. Now let's talk about the auction market. Coin values are not fixed. They depend heavily on demand. In recent years, the interest in rare U.S. coins has grown rapidly. Collectors and investors are constantly searching for hidden gems, and when a rare 1966 Washington quarter appears at auction, it can spark intense competition. Bidders from around the world may participate, driving the price higher and higher until it reaches an extraordinary level like $198,000. What makes this even more exciting is the possibility that such a coin could still be out there, hidden in everyday change, old collections, or forgotten coin jars. Many people never think to check their coins closely. They might overlook a valuable piece simply because it looks worn or ordinary. But as this example shows, even a circulated coin with scratches can hold incredible value if it meets the right criteria. For collectors, the thrill lies in the hunt, as the examining each coin carefully, looking for small details, and understanding what makes a coin rare are all part of the journey. A magnifying glass, good lighting, and a bit of knowledge can go a long way in identifying something truly special. The 1966 Washington Quarter reminds us that rarity is not always about age or perfect condition. Sometimes it's about subtle differences and unique qualities that set a coin apart. If you ever come across a 1966 quarter, don't dismiss it too quickly. Take a closer look. Check the details, examine the surface, and consider having it evaluated by a professional if it seems unusual. While most will remain ordinary, there is always a chance that one could be worth far more than expected. Next coin. Imagine picking up a 1972 Washington Quarter from your pocket change. A coin that looks worn, scratched, and clearly used over the years, something most people wouldn't think twice about. Now imagine that same coin being valued at an incredible $188,000 in today's auction market. It sounds almost impossible, but in the fascinating world of coin collecting, even an ordinary-looking coin can turn into a hidden treasure under the right circumstances. The 1972 Washington Quarter is a common coin at first glance. It was produced in large numbers, and like many coins from that era, it typically doesn't attract much attention. This particular coin comes with no mint mark, which usually indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where mint marks were not always used in certain periods. Because of its high mintage, millions of these quarters entered circulation and were used daily across the United States. Now think about a circulated example of this coin. It has clearly been through years of use, showing visible scratches, worn edges, and signs of post-mint damage. Post-mint damage refers to any marks or wear that happened after the coin left the mint, such as contact with other coins, drops, or environmental exposure. Normally, this kind of condition lowers a coin's value significantly. Most collectors prefer coins in better condition, and heavily damaged coins are often ignored. But sometimes, a coin like this can still carry extraordinary value due to rare underlying factors. One of the most important things that can make a 1972 Washington Quarter valuable is the presence of a rare minting error or variety. Even though the coin shows scratches and damage, it might have been struck using a unique die or may contain a subtle variation that sets it apart from millions of others. These differences are not always visible to the naked eye, and they often require close inspection or professional grading to identify. When such a rare feature is found, it can completely transform the coin's worth. Another key factor is the strength of the original strike. Even in a circulated coin, if the details of George Washington's portrait are still relatively clear and the eagle on the reverse side shows decent definition, collectors may find it appealing. A strong strike indicates that the coin was well made at the mint, and if this quality is combined with a rare variety, it becomes much more desirable despite its worn condition. The concept of a large date also plays an important role. In some coin years, variations in the size or style of the date can occur, creating collectible differences. A large date variety can be more noticeable and sometimes rarer than its small date counterpart. Collectors actively search for these variations, and when they find one in an unexpected condition, it adds to the excitement and potential value. Now consider the role of the auction market. Coin values are driven by demand, And when collectors believe a coin is rare or unique, competition can become intense. Auctions bring together serious collectors and investors who are willing to pay high prices for coins that stand out. A 1972 Washington quarter with an unusual combination of features, even with scratches and post-mint damage, can spark bidding wars that push its value to extraordinary levels like $188,000. It may seem strange that a damaged coin could reach such a high price, but rarity often outweighs condition in certain cases. If only a few examples of a particular variety are known to exist, collectors may overlook surface flaws in order to own a piece of numismatic history. In fact, some collectors appreciate the story behind a circulated coin, seeing its wear and damage as part of its journey through time. This is what makes coin collecting so exciting. You never know where a valuable coin might appear. It could be sitting in an old jar, mixed in with loose change, or tucked away in a forgotten collection. Many people overlook coins like the 1972 quarter because they assume only older or shinier coins are valuable. But as this example shows, even a heavily circulated coin with visible damage can hold incredible worth if it has the right characteristics. For anyone interested in coins, it's always worth taking a closer look. Examine the date, check for mint marks, and pay attention to unusual details. Even scratches and damage shouldn't discourage you from inspecting a coin further. Sometimes, those imperfections hide something truly rare beneath the surface. Next coin. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a simple 1965 Washington quarter, a coin that looks worn, scratched, and completely ordinary. Most people wouldn't even give it a second glance. It's just 25 cents, something you might use for a quick purchase or leave forgotten in a drawer. But what if that same coin could actually be worth an incredible $200,000 in today's auction market? It may sound unbelievable, but in the world of coin collecting, even the most common-looking coins can turn into extraordinary treasures. The 1965 Washington quarter holds a special place in U.S. coin history. This was the first year the United States Mint transitioned from silver coins to a copper-nickel-clad composition. Because of rising silver prices, the government removed silver from circulating quarters, making 1965 Ampere's historic turning point. During this time, mint marks were also removed from coins to prevent hoarding, which is why this quarter has no mint mark. Millions of these coins were produced and released into circulation, making them very common in everyday use. Now picture a circulated example of this 1965 quarter. It has clearly been used over many years, showing scratches, worn surfaces, and softened details. In very good condition, the coin still retains its basic design, but the finer details have faded due to circulation. George Washington's portrait is visible, though not sharp, and the eagle on the reverse side shows wear but can still be recognized. This level of condition is far from perfect, and normally it would not attract much attention from collectors. However, the true value of a coin is not always determined by its appearance alone. In some rare cases, a coin like this can carry hidden features that dramatically increase its worth. One of the most important possibilities with a 1965 quarter is the chance of a rare minting error or an unusual composition. Although most 1965 quarters were made from clad metal, a very small number were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These rare silver versions are among the most sought-after coins in modern U.S. Numismatics. If a circulated 1965 quarter with scratches and very good condition happens to be one of these rare silver errors, its value can skyrocket. Even with visible wear, collectors are willing to pay extremely high prices for such a coin because of its rarity and historical significance. These coins are incredibly difficult to find, and when one appears in the market, it immediately attracts attention from serious collectors and investors. Another factor that can contribute to the value is the strength of the strike. Even in a worn coin, certain details may still stand out more clearly than usual. A well-struck coin with better-than-average detail for its condition can be more appealing to collectors. When this is combined with a rare feature, it creates a unique piece that stands out from millions of others. Scratches and surface marks are also part of the story. While they may seem like flaws, they reflect the coin's journey through circulation. Not all scratches are severe, and some coins maintain a balanced appearance despite wear. In very good condition, the coin still holds enough detail to be identifiable and collectible. If the overall look is still pleasing and the coin carries a rare attribute, collectors may overlook these imperfections. The auction market plays a huge role in determining the final value of such coins. When a rare 1965 Washington quarter appears at auction, especially one believed to have a unique composition or error, it can create intense competition among bidders. Collectors from around the world participate in these auctions, each hoping to secure a rare piece of history. As bidding increases, the price can climb rapidly, sometimes reaching astonishing levels, like $200,000. What makes this even more exciting is the possibility that such coins are still out there. Many people have jars of old coins, collections passed down through generations, or loose change that they never examine closely. A rare 1965 quarter could easily be hiding among them, overlooked because of its worn appearance. This is what makes coin collecting so fascinating, the idea that valuable treasures can exist in plain sight. For anyone interested in coins, it's always worth taking a closer look. Pay attention to the date, check the weight if possible, and observe the color and sound of the coin. Silver coins often have a distinct appearance and ring compared to clad coins. If something seems unusual, it might be worth having the coin evaluated by a professional. Next coin. Imagine finding a 1973 Washington quarter in your loose change, a coin that looks heavily used, covered with scratches, showing clear signs of wear and tear, and even some environmental damage. Most people would instantly assume it has no real value beyond 25 cents. It may look dull, faded, and far from collectible. But what if that same coin could actually be worth an astonishing $168,000 in today's auction market? It might sound hard to believe, but in the world of rare coins, appearances can be very deceiving. The 1973 Washington quarter is generally considered a common coin. It was produced in large quantities, and like many coins from that period, it was meant for everyday circulation. This particular coin has no mint mark, which typically indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During that time, mint marks were not always included, so this detail alone doesn't make the coin rare. Millions of these quarters were released, and most of them are still circulating or stored in collections today with very little value. Now consider a circulated example of this coin. It has gone through years of handling, passing from one person to another, picking up scratches along the way. The surface shows wear and tear, the design is no longer sharp, and environmental damage may have affected its color and texture. This could include exposure to moisture, dirt, or chemicals that cause discoloration or corrosion. Normally, these kinds of issues significantly reduce a coin's value, and collectors often avoid coins in such condition. However, there are rare situations where even a damaged and heavily circulated coin can become extremely valuable. The key lies in hidden characteristics that are not immediately visible. One possibility is the presence of a rare mint error. During the minting process, mistakes can happen, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or coins being struck on the wrong type of metal. These errors are uncommon, and when they occur, they can transform an otherwise ordinary coin into something highly desirable. Another factor that can increase the value of a 1973 Washington quarter is a unique die variety. Small differences in the design, such as variations in the lettering, date size, or alignment, can make a coin stand out. A large date variety, for example, can attract attention from collectors who specialize in these subtle differences. Even if the coin is worn and scratched, the underlying rarity of the variety can make it valuable. The strength of the original strike also matters. Even though the coin is in circulated condition, if some of the details are still visible, it becomes more appealing. The outline of George Washington's portrait, the shape of the eagle on the reverse, and the remaining details in the lettering all contribute to the coin's overall desirability. A coin that retains recognizable features despite heavy wear can still hold collector interest, especially when combined with rarity. Environmental damage, while usually seen as a negative factor, can sometimes add character to a coin. Toning, discoloration, or unusual surface textures may make the coin look unique. While not all collectors appreciate this, some see it as part of the coin's history, telling a story of where it has been and how it has survived over time. In rare cases, this uniqueness can even enhance the coin's appeal when paired with a rare error or variety. The auction market plays a crucial role in determining the value of such coins. When a rare 1973 Washington quarter with unusual features is discovered, it can attract significant attention. Collectors and investors from around the world may compete to own it, placing bids that drive the price higher and higher. This competitive environment is what can push the value of a coin to incredible levels, like $168,000. It's important to understand that coins like this are extremely rare. Not every 1973 quarter will have this kind of value. In fact, most are still worth only their face value. But the possibility that one could be worth so much is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The idea that a valuable coin could be hiding in plain sight keeps collectors searching and examining every piece they come across. Many people have old coins stored in jars, drawers, or collections that they haven't looked at in years. A coin with scratches, wear, and environmental damage might be overlooked simply because it doesn't look attractive. But as this example shows, even a coin in rough condition can hold incredible value if it has the right hidden qualities. If you ever come across a 1973 Washington quarter, take a moment to inspect it carefully. Look for unusual details, check the date and overall design, and don't let scratches or damage discourage you. Sometimes, those imperfections are hiding something far more valuable beneath the surface. Next coin. Imagine reaching into your pocket and pulling out a worn 1967 Washington quarter, a coin that looks scratched, aged, and completely ordinary. It has clearly been in circulation for years, passing through countless hands, collecting marks and signs of use along the way. Most people would never think twice about it. To them, it's just another 25-cent coin. But what if that same coin could actually be worth an incredible $195,000 in today's auction market? It may sound surprising, but in the world of rare coins, even the most common-looking pieces can hide extraordinary value. The 1967 Washington quarter comes from a unique period in U.S. coin history. During the mid-1960s, the United States Mint removed mint marks from coins to prevent collectors from hoarding them. That's why this coin has no mint mark, which was completely normal for that year. Millions of these quarters were produced and released into circulation, making them very common. Because of this, most 1967 quarters are only worth their face value today. However, a small number of them can be extremely valuable due to rare characteristics that are not immediately visible. Now think about a circulated example of this coin. It is in very good condition, meaning it still shows the basic design but has experienced noticeable wear. The portrait of George Washington is visible but lacks sharp detail, and the reverse side shows a worn eagle with softened features. On top of that, the coin has heavy scratches, which usually reduce its value even further. In most cases, a coin like this would not attract much attention from collectors. But the true value of a coin is not always determined by its surface condition alone. Sometimes, hidden factors can make all the difference. One of the most important possibilities with a 1967 quarter is the presence of a rare minting error. During production, mistakes can occur, such as coins being struck on the wrong type of metal, double strikes, or other unusual variations. These errors are extremely rare, and when they are discovered, they can turn an otherwise ordinary coin into a highly valuable collectible. Another key factor is the possibility of a special composition. Although most 1967 quarters were made from a copper-nickel-clad material, there have been rare cases where coins were struck on leftover silver planchets from earlier years. If a circulated 1967 quarter happens to be one of these rare silver errors, its value can increase dramatically, even if it has heavy scratches and visible wear. Collectors are often willing to overlook condition issues if the coin itself is rare enough. The concept of a large date also adds interest to the coin. Variations in the size or style of the date can make certain coins stand out from the rest. A large date variety may be easier to identify and can attract collectors who specialize in these subtle differences. When combined with other rare features, it can significantly increase the coin's desirability. Even though the coin has heavy scratches, its very good condition means it still retains enough detail to be recognizable. This balance between wear and visibility is important. If the main design elements can still be seen clearly, the coin remains collectible. Some collectors even appreciate the history behind a circulated coin, viewing its scratches and wear as evidence of its journey through time. The auction market is where coins like this truly reveal their potential value. When a rare 1967 Washington quarter with unique characteristics appears at auction, it can generate strong interest among collectors and investors. Bidding can become competitive, with participants trying to secure a rare piece for their collection. This demand can drive the price up to astonishing levels, sometimes reaching as high as $195,000. What makes this story even more exciting is the possibility that such coins are still out there. Many people have jars of old coins, collections inherited from family members, or loose change that they never examine closely. A valuable 1967 quarter could easily be overlooked because of its worn and scratched appearance. This is what makes coin collecting so fascinating, the idea that hidden treasures can exist in everyday places. If you ever come across a 1967 Washington quarter, don't ignore it just because it looks damaged or ordinary. Take a closer look, check the details, examine the surface, and consider the possibility that it might have something unique about it. Even a coin with heavy scratches can be worth investigating if it shows unusual characteristics. Remember, the grade and condition define the value of any coin. If you found a rare error, share it with us in the comments. Thanks for watching, and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button.